Respectfully, Your Excellency. What can I do for you?
Governor Burin asked me to investigate the abductions the rebels told us about. If we could find the origin and free their comrades, I'm sure they would stop their attack. I need to locate and speak with the other rebels. Do you know where they could be?
No, they don't attack often. I fear they're gathering their forces.
Captain, the patrol we sent to the west has not returned yet.
I may have spoken too quickly, Your Excellency. Although it might still be possible that our men are just delayed.
Perhaps you would allow me to search for them. Maybe they crossed paths with the rebels.
Corporal, do you know which way the patrol went?
Of course, Captain.
You will lead, His Excellency. In hope that our men are still alive.
At your command, Captain. Your Excellency, find me at the entrance of the camp when you're ready to start. Are you ready to go, Your Excellency?
No, not yet.
Are you ready to go, Your Excellency?
Yes.
Let's not waste any time. Let's not waste any time. Let's hurry. Let's not waste any time. Let's hurry. Let's not waste any time. Are you ready?
Yes. that the patrol we're looking for?
Yes. That's them. More victims of these savages. But 2 of the soldiers are missing. Maybe they managed to escape. They'll surely need help. We should look for them.
Help! Help, please! I beg you! I'm in trouble! Please help me!
This man needs to be cared for. But in his condition, we can't take him back to the outpost.
Allow me. There. That should be better.
Thank you, madam. Without your help, I would probably have died here.
Tell us what happened.
We came across a group of rebel savages. It was a massacre. A few seconds later, only Franz and I were left. We fled. I managed to drag myself here, but he was not so lucky.
Was he captured?
They headed north to Frazonegan. But in this...
Your Excellency, please. We should get him out of there.
We'll take care of it, Corporal. The rebels must have left traces when dragging... But not you. You must help your wounded man to reach the outpost. There's our group of rebels. The soldier they captured looks dead.
Let's go, Remaise. Stand up. Esse Maru. Radi dat neuda. Es velde tegedach. Comaros de Malni. Let's go, Renaigze. Stand up.
Esse maru, radi dat neuda, is wel de tegendag. Comaros de malni. Quayes.
My name is Desardet. I'm the legate of the congregation. I'm here because I want to talk to your chief.
I know who you are. The Renaigse on Ol Manawi. What do you want to say to Armal?
I want to talk to him about the abductions and to understand what's going on.
You would be the first Renaigse to care. How do we know you're not just saying that to find out where our camp is?
I am not part of the Alliance. My only goal is to avoid deaths on both sides. Help me. I am your only chance to free your prisoners without bloodshed.
You seem to really believe what you say. I hope I'm not mistaken. Very well. Tell me when you are ready to follow me to our camp. Are you ready to follow me, Renaigse?
Let's go.
It's this way.
Let's stay on guard.
What are you afraid of? That the Donea Exregal have set a trap for us.
It's this way. I'm letting my comrades know we're here, so that they let us pass. Follow me. We are almost there.
I need a bit of practice.
Come on. It's this way. It's this way. This is our main camp. This is where you will find Armal. I hope I am not wrong to lead you here, and that you are not a traitor.
So, here's the famous rebel camp. I hope their leader can tell us more about these abductions.
are you and what are you doing here, Anaigse?
My name is Desade. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation. I came to talk to you about the abductions and your forthcoming attack.
And how did you find our camp?
I convinced one of your men to bring me.
Please, Mal. Explain to her what you know. She can help us free our brothers.
Well, I'll tell you what we know, then you'll understand why we have to fight lions. Many seasons ago, Sinol Manawi started to disappear. Lions attacked the villages and took them with them. We never saw them again. They were either crazy or so injured that even our best Doneigad couldn't do anything. So we counterattacked and captured some of their soldiers. And we learned that they were taking our people to a place they call a laboratory. It is there that they torture and kill them. They talked about experiments.
Experiments? So that was the reason for all these abductions. But what do they hope to discover?
They hope to find a cure for the Malachor. And I'm afraid they're willing to carry out any atrocity to find one.
We found the laboratory, but it is heavily guarded. So we are preparing for war. Do you understand now?
Yes. And if what you tell me is true, we must put an end to it.
Alert! The lions are attacking!
Traitor! It was you who led them to us!
No, I swear. They asked me to investigate.
Then prove it!
Your men have killed too many settlers.
You are like all.
I convinced.
Many lawyers. They were so weak. And we. It is dead.
Experiment.
And I'm afraid.
We found so weak.
Yes.
Alert!
No.
Then
Your men have killed.
you are.
To my house! And death to the other!
I can see from...
Indeed. The attacks should no longer be... As for the missionaries... But they were not ready to admit their...
And so they were in some way responsible.
They brought a particularly large beast here.
This is what provoked the attacks and brought on...
In the end, we found the missing young ones.
Undivorced Tyr End.
Will you accompany me now?
I have packed what is needed.
This pain, it'll be the death of me. I can't control my body. It's like being a stranger in a marionette set ablaze. Consumed by a smouldering fire. The moment's growing near, isn't it? Am I about to surrender my ghost to the Reaper of Souls? You flutter in just when you're needed, cousin. As always. Who are you? Your hand is cold as ice.
Your cousin is burning.
That is such a relief.
Let me present Katazak, Constantin. He is the greatest healer on the island. He will help you.
Please, stay.
I am here for you, Rnaise, and I will not leave until I found a way to ease your pain and suffering. Fill your mind with the patience of the ocean. I know not how much time I will need. I've never seen such a sickness. The spirits of your lands must be quite horrendous to cast down such evils upon the peoples that live there.
Thank you. The Mage Doctor of Thélème put on quite a show of light. Lovely. But it had no remedial effect. I give you my last ounce of hope. Thank you, cousin. I don't want to imagine my plight without your intervention. My fair cousin!
I'm going to leave.
Look out for yourself.
Kara, do you need something?
I must...
You have returned.
If I cannot enter, perhaps you could tell the Elder of the Council that...
Glendon cannot speak with you, Legate. He only accepts to meet the members of...
How can I prove that I am the representative?
If you are a trusted friend of a council member, he will give you his seal, and we would know it. I will then be glad to allow you to enter. You would be the first Renaigse to obtain such an honor.
If I cannot enter...
Glendon cannot...
How...
If I will then...
I will return.
If you have a...
You have returned.
I am Siora, daughter of Bladnid.
All here remember, but you are not yet Mal in heaven. I am sorry.
I beg your pardon.
If I cannot enter, perhaps you could tell the elder...
Glendon cannot speak with you, Legate. He only accepts to meet the members.
How can I prove that I am the representative?
If you are a trusted friend of a council member, I will then be glad to allow you there.
I will return...
If you have a...
Greetings, Katasak.
Vertirtumat.
I'm looking to meet Enon Milfrictiman.
But they did not let
Precisely. They said that...
And my word was not enough.
Do not be sad, daughter of Bladnid. One day, this seal will allow you to hear. But you must convince him and no doubt pass many trials.
Thank you, Katasak.
We do not wish to lose the one who placed his life in more.
I hope that Glendan will allow you to meet this god.
Have no fear. How is my cousin doing?
Forgive him his mood swings. Thanks to my treatment, it would take...
I must...
What?
You have returned.
Here is the seal of Dun...
And so you are a trusted friend? Enter.
I give you warm greetings, Glendan. I am Desardet, legate of the Congregation of Merchants.
Your merchant congregation sways me very slightly from my path. But you are a current of Katasak. His trust in you makes me stop and look at you. What brings you here?
I seek a remedy. My cousin and many other people on our island suffer from a terrible sickness. We think that help us find a cure.
Really? And Katasak sent you to see me?
He told me that the only way to meet with your god was to come and see you. You would judge our worthiness.
Judge your intentions? Yes, that I can do. But even if I should do this, you would have many trials to pass. For the path you seek to follow has only been tread but a very few times, and you are the first Renaigse to set foot upon it. We must begin where everything begins. There is a trial The trial of water. It will show us the reflection of your soul.
What must I do?
You must go to a cavern and tell me what you see on the seal you will find deep in its center.
And I suppose this cavern is guarded?
That is true. But the simplest solution is... I hope you will prove that you... Go now.
What can you tell me about...
That the word go. He is Tia Fradi in all and you are... He is much...
I must...
Qua.
Karantz, I need to talk to you.
I'm listening, Sior.
Do you remember the Mind Shaker?
Yes. If I understand correctly, there was some...
Even though these priests would make good allies against the Lions, but my mother would never have traded the spirits, and she would have wanted to be buried according to our...
So you think that they're lying?
Yes. And will you investigate it?
Of course.
You have spoken to Glendon as you want.
I was asked to pass the trial.
I have never passed it. Only those who must. It is a tremendous.
Do you have any advice?
I only know that the trial can be passed in many ways, and your choice. One way is through strength, but I know no more than anything else.
Nothing else.
Good luck.
Hello, my child. What up? Do you want to hear the word of Saint...
Not really, Father.
Nice to meet you.
What can we do?
What exactly?
Well, when we...
We would like to know more about the agreement.
I do not see how our agreement concerns... We swore to provide this village with all our support.
In exchange...
My mother would never have made such an agreement.
The Queen had understood that the light... It is for this reason that we have accepted to seal our agreement.
She had an engraver come to Valris.
I do not believe a single word of this. You
would do well to hold your tongue, young lady. This...
By not respecting us, you are committing...
Because you think that you can administer justice here.
Siora, let's not get into another battle.
That is an excellent...
Here's the stone we were looking for.
It is strange.
This stone was damaged on purpose. We will...
There may be a way. Those who want to make these agreements must turn to a keeper of promises. And there are but a few. We did not have one. He must be the one.
I thought you could...
The Donegada have a seal. Those who want to seal a promise, tell them. Strange. It looks like no one's there, but the door's left open.
Empty. Everything is broken and turned upside down. Empty. A sculpted, engraved stone. What happened here?
It seems like there was a fight. Everything is scattered around.
This workshop was purposely devastated.
The owner must have left in a hurry, taking a few things.
Unless someone else did this.
Do you know where he might...
This engraved stone bears the mark of Do you remember him? Karadeg originally belonged to this clan.
Let's go to Vigigador and we'll find out.
What brings you here on Almanawi?
We're looking for Karadeg.
Did he come back to your village?
He did come, and then he...
Did you exile him?
He is the one who left. He disagreed. He thought that we should be fighting them. throwing them back, and I did not want him to return if it meant
Do you know where he might have gone?
he feared someone. He must have left for the woods south of here.
Is there anything else?
I must leave.
Wow.
It is Karadek. He's over there.
Siora! Bertir!
These strangers are my friends, Karadek.
What do you want?
Tell me about your role as Keeper of Promise.
Most words must be free, but some words, those who want to become one, then they teach us the words of stone.
So you are a kind of cleric.
Do you want to know?
We would like to ask you about a stone.
It is the stone of the Renaigse, isn't it? I did not like them, but I could not refuse to fulfill my duty. And now that she is no longer with us...
It is because you are the last person to know what was engraved on it.
I kept the piece of tree bark in which I...
With this tree bark, we could verify what my mother promised.
No, Donegad. The Renaigse only bring us trouble. And you, I do not want to deal with them ever again.
Since you want to chase the Renaigse away, and since you want protection, we could indicate the location of...
The rebels?
The Donea Exregao.
I have heard about them.
We could help you, but we need...
In that case, I hope and I...
What do these glyphs say?
That we will assist the priests in their war against the lions. And they must help us in return. There is nothing about the spirits of the people of the village, or renouncing our traditions. I knew they were lying. Let's show this to a saint.
My child, what can we do?
Do you maintain your version of events regarding...
Naturally.
Really? Because we found the man who engraved... He gave us a piece of tree bark with the words...
You see? Destroy.
This is regrettable, but apart from this child...
If this village is so dear to you, then you know that even if they don't know...
What would you say if I offered you this hefty sum of money?
Don't count on me to...
That is regrettable, Your Excellency.
And we were told that you were receptive to them.
And what will Teleme think?
I cannot believe these mind shakers tried their lies on me. Let's go see Azeld without delay. We must tell her that they lied and chased these men away from our village. Shiora, Asir, Ertir to Madison. What do you want?
Azeld, about this...
Yes.
We went to Falristel.
Were you able to read? No, because it was destroyed by... You're probably right. But
we retreated.
Shiora, what's... Mother promised to help them against the Lions, and they promised to help us in return. There's nothing mentioned about them settling here. And even less about them being entitled to the spirits of the people of our village. So they lied. I think it's high time they left. I think so too. You lied to us. You took us for gullible children. Leave this village at once. You will never be welcome here again.
But if you want our help with the Alliance, your people must...
By lying, you have insulted the memory of the Queen. The entire village will be happy to make you pay for your affront if they hear about it. You do well to leave before having to face their wrath.
We are not here to shed blood.
Very well, we're leaving. But we will not forget your role in this matter, Your Excellency.
I did not think they would leave of their own accord. Thank you, Anol Manawi. Thanks to you, we managed to chase away these lawyers. And we will be... Yes, Shiora. I will... Of course, Karantz, do you need some?
I must pass the trial of war.
I have heard it talked about. One says that the trial reveals... My mother passed it during the last...
Did she tell you?
A little. But it is a... I know that you must choose your path. Combat is not necessarily the best response. Even if it... If you are confronted with animals, remind yourself... And there are ways of altering food to make those who eat it...
Is that an idea that you're...
Anything else?
How did you know that those missionaries...
After all, I knew my mother well. We were close. She...
I think I am... Your island, your culture, and your faith.
Exactly. The Earth talks to us because without these beliefs, we would be but... I am happy to... Anything else?
I must leave.
Karantz, could you help me?
What is it?
I must prepare the ritual, and I think that...
But your sister...
For the ritual, yes. It will only be the two of us. Will you come?
Of course.
Karantz, do you need something?
I must leave.
Do you need...
Why are you...
If you're talking about physical difference... When we were little, we were perfectly identical.
I have no trouble believing it.
Gentler. Really? Anything else?
I must leave.
Kara, do you... If... When...
What kind of child?
I suppose I was very...
Then you haven't changed.
At first, perhaps. Anything else?
I've never heard...
He was the Donad.
What happened?
He was killed. My mother never... Anything else?
I must...
I wanted... if you and... Anything...
I must...
What do you want?
I'm only here to...
I came to give our mother back to the... I know. Performing. Iselt. I know. We are approaching Gosrigan. This is where I will perform the ritual. This burial mound has been the final resting place of our queens for generations. It must be prepared before we can start the ritual. Something's wrong. Normally, you would hear the birds singing in this place.
What do you mean?
You think the tree whisperer is coming here? This is not very much for the habitat of man. Close to the barrier. I understand what they are doing in this area. You never see any around here. They must have nested in the shadow of the burial mound.
In that case, we have no choice but to destroy their nest. Otherwise, they'll just keep coming back.
You are right.
Drink a potion.
Careful! You're growing tired! You should drink a potion!
Will no longer trouble the peace of our queen. All we have to do now is to take care of the ceremony.
Is there anything else to prepare?
Of course. We will need some sensors crafted especially for the ritual.
Where can we find them?
It would be ideal if we could craft them ourselves, but otherwise the village artisan probably sells them. And I will also need some mortuary lotion. I will have to coat my... I will give you a list of all the ingredients because we will have to prepare it ourselves. Once we have gathered these last items, then Iseld and I will be able to... I thank you for being by my...
Don't mention it, Sue.
We have all that we need. Let's go back to the berry. Here we are. It is on this stone altar that we will place the body of my mother. We must place a censer where her head will be, and another near her feet. And then you will have done everything you could to help me. And your presence by my side means a lot to me. This is how our ritual of the dead is. It is on this stone altar that we will place the body of my mother. We must place a censer where her head will be, and another near her feet. And then you will have done everything you could to help me. And I am in your presence by my side means a lot to me. But this is how our... There. Everything is in place. Thanks again, Anal Manawi. My sister should be joining me soon. You should wait outside. Oh, these rituals are demanding. You have been a true friend. Thank you. I will never forget the kindness you did.
It's only natural, Siora.
We should go now. Karan, do you need something?
What do you intend to...
I will most likely...
I'm very glad to be able to enjoy...
Thank you for your kindness, Anal Manawi. Anything else?
I must leave.
Karan, do you need...
What?
I will.
I'm certain.
Discover. And you have to be... Anything else?
I must...
Karan, do you need...
What?
I will.
I hope that you do not...
You are a noble... Do not worry. I'm not staying. Anything else?
I must leave.
Can I do anything?
Where do you come
from? Aline.
My parents.
I was all for this reason.
When
how do you know?
I'm under
the link. If learning.
I must.
Who
Mine,
and how
I can please.
men, they were either and we
They handle.
we saw
Yes.
alert. Then
Your men have killed.
you are.
To locate the camp and get rid of the rebels. And this is not the first time we've been victims of this double dealing. Let's go and find Burin. It's time he learned that we are not his pawns. As for this laboratory, I intend to discover what it contains.
Lady de Sardet.
Enough with the formalities, Excellency. Did you order your troops to attack?
I assure you that I have no idea what you are talking about. I would never have placed your life in harm's way. The alliance with the congregation is crucial, and you know it. Your suspicions are unfounded. I'm sorry. It is now clear that decisions are being made without my consent. I'm going.
You mock me, Excellency. Everything the Donea Extra... Your men attacked and according to what I've been told, they are taken to a place where experiments...
It is true. The place is dedicated to research on the Malachor. If a remedy is ever to be... But I assure you that I was not aware that natives were being taken there.
Allow me to doubt your sincerity. I intend to pay the place a visit. And who directs the...
Our most brilliant Certainly his legend precedes him.
Dr. Asili is no longer my master, and we should be off to Sardet. If this laboratory were what I think it is, the best course of action would be...
Would you like to speak with me about any other subjects?
I have to go.
Farewell, my lady.
At the fiery flasks, you'll find the...
Greetings.
I was honored by your visit.
Halt! No one at...
You speak to the legate of the merchant. I have been sent by Governor Burke.
I don't take orders from the governor.
You know I'm not afraid to fight. Perhaps there's another way.
Sorry, soldier, but I'm coming in whether you...
To all!
Your armor is broken.
place. A prison hidden from the sun to better torture my people.
There must be other guards. Be careful. How awful. They've been reduced to burning the bodies.
And they washed it. So many of us must
Dara Grimadaramdan. Grenade!
I don't have the key. It's blocked. I don't have the key. It's blocked. Locked. I don't have the key. I don't have the key.
locked.
fiery flasks, you'll find the quintessence of alchemy. The best potions of the
I don't have the key.
You are on...
Yes, that's why I'm here.
What's going on? They hit us? They tell us we will die, but I pray that the wicked please get us...
I will do my best.
I want the one who did this to know fear and suffering.
Let's hold this good doctor to account. These poor people lost their lives only a few hours ago. They could not survive.
Locked.
I don't have the key.
are you? You have no...
I have come to free your prisoners and put an end...
I knew Dr. Asili here. He lost his...
Arrest you. Then I...
No, please! We tried to stop him, but...
You could have reported it to the
He threatened to destroy our lives.
What will you do once you're free?
We will try to redeem ourselves. That's where we worked before.
If your conscience allows you to resume your activities as if nothing is...
I'm eternally grateful.
Afra? What a surprise to see you...
Master.
Who is this?
I am the legate of the merchant congregation.
My crimes? What are you? Don't tell me you're crying over some sap.
What did you hope to find from all these
Since the Malachor never reached this island, I wanted to check, and I discovered that they were naturally resistant. So I tried to isolate this resistance to develop a cure. But I doubt that you will be able to...
This man is a cold-blooded reptile.
You are a very beautiful spec. Come on, Afra, my dear student. Are you not also...
Science and truth. Do not I'm ashamed of having been taught by you. And that I didn't warn Burin that if I had...
You disappoint me. When I think what I wait...
We learned everything we wanted to know. This lab...
You think so? Stop! Think of my knowledge. All that I...
You will answer for your crimes in court.
But I'll be out soon.
We shall see about... I can't believe it. Constantine's Malachor was caused by Asili. The potion we were made to drink when we landed on the island was contaminated. How dare he do such a thing? And why?
Thank you.
Just a...
It's blocked.
Locked.
Let's go now.
Just one. Now that they are free, we must help the prisoners escape this place.
If they leave through the city, Hikmet guards will arrest them.
So we have to find another way to get them out. It's perfect. We just have to clear the way. The mechanism doesn't work. I need to take a closer look. Let's go. I found a way out of the city. But be careful. You are weakened and creatures roam these tunnels. There you are. You're free.
You have saved our lives. How can we thank you?
We will never forget what you have done for us on Al-Manawi.
Yes,
We are not very far from the Hikmet outpost.
I know how to reach the...
Perfect. As for you, you should take refuge in Vigshar, but you need to avoid the Alliance patrol.
We'll get there. Lady Desart, and to what do I owe?
I have been to Asili's laboratory. Hundreds of poor souls. There were so many dead.
How horrifying.
The natives were not the only victims of these crimes.
Nauts? Pardon me for doubt. And have you brought Dr. Asili to me?
Yes.
Really? Very well. What was done with the prisoners?
They were freed. The Donea eggs...
What a relief. Finally...
By allowing me to take part in the trial proceedings. And I fear that the accused will find a great many defenders among...
It is a rather novel request, but let us remember that the madness of a man should not cast a shadow. His research is perhaps our own... Would you like to speak with me about any other subjects?
I have to go. Look forward to seeing you again.
Farewell, my lady.
Hello?
Desarde. I'm the legate of the merchant...
Oh. It is you?
Exactly.
Excellent. We will have lots to do if we want... The accused has a lot of support.
We'll have no problem gathering witnesses. His laboratory cells...
We will call them to the witness box, but be aware that if the victims are natives, there were
also some Nauts. Perhaps
Their testimony will be crucial. The word of others... That plus any material evidence.
I picked up a strange powder in the laboratory.
You should show it to an alchemist.
These documents describe Dr. Asili's work.
Perfect. I will read them indeed.
I have found a letter proving that Dr. I would like to add that I too was a...
Did the accused try to take the life of the governor of New Serene?
Indeed. He saw my cousin and me as the ideal and no humanitarian or diplomatic consideration.
This letter alone is crucial.
Do we have any chance?
Yes, I am rather confident. But if we had witnesses... We would have...
I will return to you. The Nauts should be at the port, and the islanders had to take refuge in Vigshardir. As for the scientists, they said they would go back to the governor's laboratory. I should give this powder to someone who can tell me what it is.
Desarde, can I do anything?
I would like you to tell me about...
I was expecting you to come and see me about...
Were you aware?
In part, yes.
Why not say anything?
Because I never thought he would go so far. I found his approach brutal. He spoke of them as... But there was a time...
You do know?
Yes. But I thought the natives... I was blind.
Do you think, as your master does, that science...
No. Without, of course, ever imagining that we'd resort to such... But Dunkus, you and Siora have opened my... To worship it as we do in the Alliance does not...
In your opinion, were the horrors practiced in this laboratory necessary for his research?
No, even if he was convinced of it. General interest outweighs the He wanted results quickly, to the point of neglect. I hope we'll succeed in ensuring these
Would you be willing to test?
Of course. I want to convince my colleagues that we must and even if it costs me dearly. Anything else?
I must leave. Hello.
Indeed. We were not bothered thanks to you. But I don't think you're here to ask about me.
What is your purpose?
I helped Dr. He's the one who became...
I do hope that he doesn't use
Of course not.
What about your other colleagues?
They felt guilty.
What do the others...
Most still admire him greatly. They didn't witness what was happening. For them, until they...
I discovered this strange...
I did see the doctor using it once or twice, but I can study it for you if you want.
So, what is it?
It is a quintessence of black blood. Probably the doctor managed to harness the very a single pinch with the quantities that you brought me. Here.
Thank you. Are you prepared to testify against...
Yes. I know what we did was wrong.
Thank you. I must leave you. What she saw working alongside Asili obviously upset her. She will make an excellent witness.
Dr. Honor.
What do you think of Dr.
Well, but he remains the great... It seems quite
If I understand correctly...
Naturally. I don't deny... And he was probably...
What is your role?
I'm in charge of the governor. Above all...
What were you looking...
Now that we have...
So the crimes he committed while conducting his work...
He will be judged for that.
Would you agree to speak at the trial? Your influence could be...
Oh, but I already intended to give a statement.
So you were ready to defend a man who...
Indeed. Because it is obvious. But Asili has never been...
So you're saying the only...
Essentially, yes. The war he nearly caused could have been expensive, but let's not fool ourselves. No tears.
What interest do you have in defending Dr. Asili? You have... I understand that you admired him a lot. But under his tutelage, you could not... Well, now you finally have...
You were not wrong, but I find it wrong.
I have gathered a lot of damning evidence.
I could finally publish... Very well. You've convinced it is true that it's time to turn the...
Thank you, Doctor. Dr. Honor is an influential scholar. His testimony would convince the judges. Is everything all right?
Once again.
I certainly wanted to prevent you from testifying.
The doctor will be judged.
Indeed.
Don't worry. From now on, and I intend to witness the
Thank you. You're...
Greetings.
Here comes our pay, boys!
At the fiery blasts, you'll find the quintessence of alchemy. The best potions and the most efficient concoctions.
Hey! You are the Anol Menawi who freed them.
They told me what you did for them. I was able to give them the care. Some wounds will take time.
I'm happy to see that they're...
But you didn't come...
No. I came to ask for your help. He has a lot of support among... If we don't have testimony...
I want him to die, but I'm afraid to go to the... We know what you did.
Going to the Lion City will surely be...
There is a solution.
Yes. We only want to hear the story.
Remember your promise.
I will not forget.
Fine. If you secret, you have heard his oath.
You'll have our words.
And the Mad Lion will die.
May the earth engulf him.
Thank you, Tiana. I blame myself for forcing these poor people back. Hello, Mev.
Renoixe. I know.
You have returned, Your Excellency.
A Nort victim of Dr.
Excellent.
The islanders will testify at the...
Indeed. But do bear in mind...
I managed to convince the scientists in the governor's...
Excellent. These are not direct witnesses.
I even got a testimony from one of...
Perfect. That will convince us...
Afra, one of Dr. Isili's former students.
Excellent. This woman...
An alchemist studied the powder that we found in the laboratory. Apparently, it's some kind of concentrate made from the blood. It seems that less than a pinch of this powder is enough to... There's enough here to make a small...
The terrifying thought. You have gathered overwhelming evidence. I think we can go to trial.
Will the trial begin soon?
It seems to be the right time. Excellent investigation work. I think we have every chance of winning.
Where will the trial be held?
At the palace. I regret to inform you that you will not be. However, I'm sure the governor will...
Madame, congratulations. The trial was exemplary. Asili's madness was exposed to the entire world.
Thank you, Excellency. But the evidence she supplied...
It was necessary that you hear in order to understand the extremities to which your science is
Come now. One cannot conclude that...
Not science, but the savants were. It is never right to set aside... No knowledge justifies killing or torture.
Your words are wise, and I promise to remember them.
You have not always shown yourself a man of impeccable judgment, Excellency.
We are all, from time to time, victim of our own blind enthusiasm, that is true. But this trial has shaken my usual resolve. Lady de... And to what... Farewell.
Afra, are you certain?
I do not want to attend.
Dr. Asili, you have been found guilty of actions brought against you. In consequence, the Bridge Alliance Tribunal condemns you to death. Do you have any final words?
You treat me like a monster. But how many times have you stayed your own hand? So close to the goal to finally find a remedy, you would have done as I. What do a few lives mean when the future of all humanity hangs in the balance? You are nothing more than idiots, incompetents, and you, Baron, are the greatest hypocrite of all. You know that I am right.
Executioner, earn your pay.
You know that I am right.
Come closer, good people. Liqueur and wine from the continent. Tier pretty alcohol.
Ah, your boots! Welcome! Have you seen it? Thank you for your visit. See you soon.
Come closer, good people. Liqueur and wine from the continent. Tier pretty alcohol.
Best fort!
Oh, it's a great place.
The best forge in Tier Fredy! Blades, armor, locks, custom pieces made to order!
Oh.
Want armor that fits you like a glove? We'll make it for you.
Greetings, my caravan. So? To Hikmet, please. Siora, do you know anything about the trial?
My mother passed it.
Did she tell you?
A little. But I know that you must choose your path. Combat is not necessarily the... If you are confronted with animals, remind yourself and their...
Look, these beasts are feeding on the carcass.
Watch out, Anadai!
Look at the basin, and the symbols around it. Given the islanders' taste for rituals and enigmas, I think you should touch the water.
You were freezing and you had this empty stare. The water in the basin.
Yes. Exactly like the light.
Tell us. Visions like this.
It was in the sky. I was floating, carried by the wind. I was high up and it was getting colder and colder. I fell to the ground and spun slowly. And then suddenly I bounced on the ground, and I was taken by the bubbling current of this. Then, just like before, the vision did. This drawing looks like an infant. The drawing on this stone makes me think of fire. On this stone, the sun is visible. This stone bears the image of a storm. This stone is blackened. This stone is adorned with the etching of a drop. Here, this looks like a snowflake. Snow or maybe ice. I must have lit the candles in the wrong order. I must have lit the candles in the wrong order. I must have lit the candles in the wrong order. Evidently, I shouldn't have lit this candle. I must have lit the candles in the wrong order. I must have lit the candles. This stone is blackened, eaten away. I think it is supposed to evoke death. This must be the seal that Glendan spoke about. It looks like the silhouette of the mountain of Tir Fredi, and a face is drawn within it.
The spirit of the volcano. One of the faces of Einar Frichterman.
Bertir to mad on Olman.
And so you have returned. Can you...
A face in the mountain of Tir...
Then you have seen the true face of the island when looking into her waters. You have given the blood of the animals that protected the entrance to the... In the second room, you have awoken the... Finally, you have completed the ritual. And you choose to trust the way of ruse and wisdom. The island has seen your intelligence and also your compassion.
Am I authorized to encounter Enon Frichterman now?
If the High King agrees, only a High King or High Queen is allowed to open the sanctuary.
I suppose that I'm going to need to convince him as well.
I do not know. And I believe that it may be another trial on your...
Is he hiding?
He disappeared several months ago. Since then we have... The last people to have seen him, I'm told, were the... There was Deirdre, Blatnid.
My mother, alas.
Yes. I heard about your loss, Yora.
And divorced Tirce.
Deirdre is the Mal of the clan of the Stormwater.
I have already met her. She sent me...
That sounds like her. Ulan is the Mal of the village of Vignamri, near the coast. It is said that he welcomes the... He is the chief of the Earth Healer.
Very well. I will go and see them. Try to find this...
Kwa Walamseg.
Lieutenant, I demand an explanation. On. We haven't heard anything about Lord D'Orsay's condition in spite of our inquiries. We are extremely worried. And then, all of a sudden, one of his guards appears, shaken and on his own, though he is part of his retinue.
Please, allow me the chance to shed some light, my lady.
Your soldier is nothing more than a coward for abandoning his highness.
Tell me, what is going on?
This soldier has just reported in. He is asking for reinforcements. He believes that Lord D'Orsay has been attacked.
He believes? He ran here without full knowledge of what happened firsthand.
I was sent on patrol far from the camp, but I heard screams, from men and from beasts. I wanted to return to camp, but then I heard a deafening sound, grinding, like a landslide. I thought then it would be best just to go and get help.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You are dismissed. I would like to have a discussion with this man alone.
Yes.
My lady, could you lead these fine people into the hallway if you would be so kind?
Certainly. I deplore this embarrassing turn of events. But know that you have my full support in all circumstances.
In the interest of avoiding a general panic, tell me precisely what happened back there.
Your cousin ordered us to escort him beyond the town limits. The Islander convinced him to go on some journey.
By Islander, do you mean the Doneigad that came—
Yes, a strange bird. Missing more than one feather, you asked. I was ordered to set up patrol along a small path. I was told to protect our perimeter from any— According to the Islander, it was the only access to their planned destination. Not a soul came along. But I heard an enormous crashing sound like an avalanche of rocks.
And you ran all the way here? Do you know precisely where the company was when you heard these sounds?
No, not precisely. I hadn't gone there. The Islander said they were following the path, but he was quite a ways ahead.
Why didn't you go and look for yourself? To see—
What? Alone? What could I have done?
I'm still having trouble deciding if cowardice or— But that's a question for yours. My cousin was quite weak. Do you know why he doesn't—
His Highness was feeling much better. The potions that he was— I mean to show no disrespect to His Highness, but that Islander— I wasn't privy to their counsel. I haven't the beginning of an explanation, but your cousin was all full of enthusiasm and ordered that we—
That sounds like him. What sort of—
I am sorry, milady.
Dismissed, soldier.
Thank you, milady.
What brings you here, Honor Manawi?
I seek Vinbar, your High King. I was told you were among the last to have seen him.
I do not know if that is true. But since you have helped our oil, the last time he wanted us to help him decide what we should do. Dedra and Bladnid wanted us to spill. Ulan's words were all honey, as is his. I attempted, as is my wont, to follow. Vinbar was not convinced by any of us. He left us to go to the sanctuary.
Would he still be?
I do not think so. The Great Mind must have gone. But he would not have abandoned his people without first. You should go to Wen Shavar.
Thank you, Duncan.
Beard Tirtomad.
Hello.
Really? Then might I do so?
I am looking to find Vinbar. He disappeared after visiting.
You should speak with Sarah.
Where might I find
Or do not anything else?
Goodbye.
What I am saying.
Is there something?
I'm looking for High King Vin, but someone here in his village.
If anyone knows anything...
Would you know where I...
She left to follow Vimbar.
What do you mean?
We don't know if our High King is on his bond with the mountain is very strong.
Do you mean to say that he is becoming one of those... This phenomenon is truly incredible.
Sarah knew that the mountain would take him back. She went to attempt to bond herself to it. We haven't seen her since. Anything?
Where is this?
We don't know. Anything?
Thank you.
Renaise. Partir Tumad.
Partir Tumad.
Mud.
I heard talk.
It is a place where within the earth. There are some on Tiafradi, but the entrance is sealed, hidden. Anything else?
Goodbye.
What I am saying.
potion.
think someone's coming to save you. Give in. Your life is in our hands. It is time to tell us all you know. The sooner you speak, the sooner this will be over with.
We should be discreet if we want to eavesdrop on these people.
She's been enduring this punishment for hours, blow upon blow through gritted teeth.
Truly savage beast we have here. Do we even know if it speaks our language?
Leave us.
You will eventually tell us how you found your way into that grotto. Your defiance is only prolonging the inevitable. You remind me of that rat my master was studying. The creature used all of its fire in an effort to escape. Scratching, twisting, refusing to understand that the cage holding it was its only remaining world. It had everything it could ever need, but it wouldn't stop looking for a way out. Even though its fate was now sealed to serve science. Its animal instinct drove it to flee. It had strangled itself between the bars of its own cage in a final futile attempt to escape. It was an enormous beast and very clever. If it had simply relented, it could have lived peacefully for many years. Instead of that,
these monsters are torturing her. Come, we must set her free.
We may be able to reason with them. I could try.
But I recognize this face. Lady de Sardet, what a pleasure to see you again.
these people are monsters. I'm sure that they will explain what pushes them to treat her.
Believe me, we would never have reached such extremities if she had... These beings that show, like you, such strange markings on their bodies. We call them metamorphs. But the natives... And we seek to learn through what process they metamorphosize. The savages hide all of their knowledge within them. And so we discovered one here. This woman. She knows how to enter. To know we are so close to understanding such... Let's just say it has made...
It's extremely regrettable. Free her.
She won't tell you anything.
Have you already forgotten all that you owe me? Without me, you would all be locked away in Duren's jail. I took you for sages, doctors. But you have made me regret.
It is true that we indeed owe you our lives.
No knowledge justifies treating...
Free her now!
How are you feeling?
Better now. But who are you?
We were told at Wenshavar that you and you alone could tell us...
I wish I knew where he was right now. I waited a long time and then I came here. To end...
You believe that this is...
No. But he came here often before he disappeared. You saved me. And so I must help you as well. The Cave of Knowledge is a bit further north. Here is the entrance to the cavern. I hope that Vinbar has left a clue to where he went.
Is it your wish to...
He is my Munundanem. We must be...
I understand. But why protect the entrance?
The caverns of knowledge are truly sacred places.
But you are not a Donegan.
I am not. But I must enter in spite of everything. Even if I am not sure I can remind yourself that this honor is immense and show...
Put your fears to rest. We have... How do we enter?
Allow me. I have...
The paint of this fresco is still fresh. It must have been painted recently. It's of a crowned man. Vinbar, no doubt. A face has been painted on the volcano.
The spirit. My heart did not betray me. Vinbar has ready...
Was that why you came in here?
To understand, yes. As the years passed, I thought at first it was due to his status. But now I see that he was hearing the call of Enon Milfrik. He had no choice but to answer it.
These paintings are older. This looks like it represents a man who transforms himself into some kind of enormous bird.
He is a Donegad, becoming a Nadaig Meneman. Vinbar was also bound to the mountain. It is no doubt the path he has chosen to follow.
If I understand correctly, the Donegada metamorph differently according to the place they are bound.
Yes. The Sinol Menawi bind them to a specific place, and in return they become the Guardians. But how could a Guardian of the Plains resemble a Guardian of the Mountains?
Do you believe that Vinbar is readying himself to undergo this transformation? I thought it was a very slow process.
For some, it takes years. At least this is what is said. For others, it might take place the very moment where the Donegad surrenders to Enon Milfrichtemen. I hope only to have the time to bid him farewell.
Given how well hidden this seed was, it must open an important passage. All we have to do is find out which. This mural is also ancient. It seems to show a doorway into the mountain. It seems that this door is just in front of a circle of stone. There are 2 altars and 2 seeds.
The Donegada seal certain sacred places with root doors.
Yes, I have run into similar barriers. It's all a matter of finding the right seed. But here, there are 2 that seem to be different. For one, the flower motifs seem to indicate which plant is required.
This is possible. The Caverns of Knowledge are used to initiate and transmit the knowledge of the Donegada. This painting must teach the younger how to reach the sacred place where they will bind themselves.
In that case, shouldn't there be an illustration of the second plant?
The initiates also learn by listening to their masters.
On this one, we see a sacred site with raised stones. And behind the face of the volcano, we also see a path that leads there. Like some sort of schematic.
This must certainly be the path the young apprentices must walk. And the Donegada that are prepared to surrender themselves to Enolmir Frichtime.
Do you recognize the place where the entrance can be found?
I think so. It looks like the grotto that lies to the northwest of our village.
With all that we have learned from studying these paintings, we should be able to find Vinbar. I just hope there is still enough of him left to answer us.
What do you hope to ask of him?
We hope that he will agree to take us into the sanctuary of Dorhad Genadu.
What do you hope to ask of him? Why would the Renaig say? It matter not. My head spins. I will wait for you outside.
Please, go ahead. We will join you.
Am I the only one to think this woman's departure is suspicious?
Sarah is upset, and I don't think that she trusts us. We should hurry and catch up to her.
This door is locked. Sarah has put us in a very tricky situation.
I should have noticed that she did not trust us. Let's search. There must be another exit to this cave.
These traps weren't here when we went through with Sarah earlier.
She must have set them to make sure that we wouldn't be able to follow her.
Let's hurry and find this passage to the northern mountain before she decides to come and fight us directly. This is the place which was depicted on the mural in the Cave of Knowledge. In fact, This is the place which was depicted on the mural in the Cave of Knowledge. In fact, Vinbar visibly went through this passage not long ago.